Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy, GrandmastaJ, and today is a very special day. As you guys have already guessed, it is the 2XKO Alpha Lab 2. Now, I have played this game a lot yesterday on stream. By the way, if you're interested, follow your boy at twitch.tv/GrandmastaJ. I am streaming right now. And I've also played the game a lot in the first Alpha Beta Lab test. However, I've never actually given my opinions on the game, the direction that the devs are taking, and what I think about the overall package that is presented to us. So I'd like to do that, like right now. Yeah, like in this video. I'll be going over a couple of things. First of all, the free-to-play aspect of it, the online experience, and last but not least, the actual gameplay. This is not a super scripted video. I'm kind of just going off the cuff with a couple of bullet points. So forgive me if some of my thoughts are a bit rambly or a bit left field. But without further ado, let's talk about it. What the developers at 2XKO are trying to do is create the first, like, actual free-to-play fighting game. Yes, I know there have been other free-to-play fighting games, but this is created by the people over at Riot Games, the creators of League of Legends, right? Which is the most successful free-to-play fighting game, or not fighting game, the most successful free-to-play game of all time. They've also made Valorant, which like is also one of the most successful free-to-play games of all time. Like, they know what they're doing. And so to take that free-to-play aspect and put it into the fighting game genre, I'm curious to see, maybe curious is the wrong word, I am interested to see what their approach is to the game. And so far, I'll be honest, I have not been disappointed. Let's talk about free-to-play and what exactly that means for accessibility. Ultimately, if you have access to any console whatsoever that supports the game, which I believe is PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, then you can play the game. Literally, little Timmy, you know, if he gets his Xbox from Christmas 1 year, he can just boot up the game and play it. Now, we're not sure in regards to whether or not characters are going to be locked behind paywalls or like based on like a certain schedule. That's kind of how they did it in League, or if every character is going to be available to play. We're not sure. It's probably going to be the former rather than the latter. If you guys are not aware, Granblue Fantasy Versus actually has a free-to-play version as well, which does this exact same thing. On the official Granblue Fantasy Versus Twitter, they have free character rotation, so you can rotate between a certain amount of characters, even DLC characters. Like Versusi is playable now based on like a weekly schedule, and they don't gatekeep a whole lot of settings. You can actually like play ranked. I believe you can even get to master ranked like just from free to play. And if you play Grand, because Grand is always available, then that's perfect, right? You can have little challenge runs where you try out a couple of different characters, try to get them as high of rank as you can. And you know, with this like free rotation, like you never actually have to pay for the game. Now, admittedly, I'm a little unfamiliar in regards to whether or not you're able to pay for characters rather than actually having to pay for the entire game, but you know, regardless, at least we have something. So while the free-to-play model might be a little predatory if done incorrectly, I feel like it is done in a relatively tactful way in this instance. In terms of monetization, of course, when it comes to free-to-play, you're gonna have a character shop, right? A character shop and a battle pass. And I believe in this beta, they were kind of showing off or kind of experimenting with it. And this is exactly what it would kind of look like. You have character skins on rotation, right? And then you have certain character packs where you're able to buy in these like sort of like mega bundles, right? Which comes with a ton of colors, a ton of like, you know, KO. This is pretty cool. It's a freaking KO animation, which I think is really, really sick. And they do have a battle pass as well, right? Granblue also has a battle pass, but I believe that you're not gonna out battle pass the people who made League of Legends. You know what I'm saying? So they are experimenting with this battle pass as well, and you can actually get to level 20 in the beta that we have available to us. So if you look at the top, what is it? The top right-hand corner, they do give us some like KO credits, which I'm pretty sure is the premium currency, which is kind of what we're gonna expect when the game actually drops, is that we're gonna purchase this premium KO currency and actually buy different skins and stuff like that, and potentially characters as well. We're not too sure. Ultimately, I am excited for this like free-to-play game. Like, this just means that so many people are gonna be able to actually play the game and give it a try. There is no barrier for entry, which is very difficult when it comes to like trying to sell somebody, hey, you know, play this fighting game. It costs $40, $50, $60, and you know, they might pick it up and be like, I kind of hate it, you know what I'm saying? And they might never really go back to it. Even people who try it and don't like it initially, they can always go back to it. They can always pick up the game again and see what's going on if a new champion of theirs gets released. Like, there is no skin in the game for trying these games out. However, it doesn't matter how much of an honest you get if the experience is not good. So how's the experience? Let's talk about the online system, right? So right now we have a couple of systems. We have casual, ranked, which is new, and private, right? And of course we have training mode. Let me just fire up a casual match just to show you what's going on, right? So at the bottom where my face is, it says finding a lobby, and then it brings you to this lobby system. Now TLDR, this is probably hands down the best lobby system I've ever interacted with. It is so sick, right? If you're just looking for a match, there is, oh my gosh, my big old head is in the way. Right behind my head, there we go, I kind of moved my face. There is this find a match system. So I can literally just walk in, press Y, right? And look, a match was found, right? Somebody was waiting at a cabinet already and a match was found. Now I'm gonna cancel it because I actually don't really want to fight this guy. But you guys can see, they have done a good job at making sure that you can always get a match. And say you want to actually spectate. Oh, I want to see what these guys are doing. I just need to walk up to them. It'll just automatically start loading the match, and now I can see what the heck is going on. Dude, that is so sick. I don't actually have to commit to being locked into spectator mode. You can see who has the highest win streak in the lobby over here, right? You have this couch, which automatically shows what's going on. Oh, look, it's Diafoam. Freaking, I didn't even realize. But Diafoam's here playing the game on stream. So I can spectate exactly what's going on. And it feels like an actual, living, breathing arcade room system. Look, I'm going to just hold Y. It says finding a match. We're just gonna sit here. We're gonna wait.
Cabinet ready.
And look, cabinet ready. There's a match right here. I can just jump in and I can start. They made it so easy to actually find games. It's ridiculous. I kid you not. This is going to be the golden standard for lobby systems in the future. If it is not even close to what this is, it's just going to be trash. It's going to be chucked out the window. Tekken has a lobby system. People don't even interact with it at all, right? This is such a well done casual lobby system that it's insane. I'm gonna skip over ranked for now because I actually haven't played ranked. But say you want to hop into a private lobby. Gosh dang it. So this is your private lobby. It's kind of like a little living room of sorts. You know, you and your homie can hang out. You can either play on the TV, you can play on a couple of cabinets, right? You can play on this side thing as well. So you can have a couple of people here and have I believe that's 3 different setups. And it feels, they were trying to encapsulate that sort of sitting in a living room feeling. There's also this training mode cabinet right here. So you could just hop into training mode with you and a couple of buddies, right? And again, because the game's 2v2, you can hop in training mode with 4 different people and just practice some stuff. I believe now, again, I haven't actually played ranked yet. I'm actually going to be playing some ranked on my stream, but ranked is very similar, where it's kind of like this this lobby style thing, right? You can hop in. It's very reminiscent of lobby style thing, right? So we're having a couple of people hop in, and then you can sort of find a match and then jump in and fight people. But and you know, you do your placements and all that jazz, and bing bada boom. The ease of which you're able to find a match. Now, mind you, it is alpha. It is the alpha lab, right? This is not the full release of the game, but the ease of which you're able to find matches is absolutely insane. Not only that, the online feels amazing. The online just feels so good. These guys definitely they've made games in the past, right? And it shows. The online is crisp. These guys know what they're doing. It is made by people who actually play fighting games. They know what a good online is supposed to feel like. I'll be honest, it hardly feels any different from actually playing offline. So now we've gone over games free to play. You know, monetization, hit or miss, it's up to you, right? People are gonna really enjoy costumes and they're gonna make their money off that, most likely, right? Lobby system, online system, it is amazing. It's fantastic. It feels like you're honestly walking into an arcade, and that's really good. That's a really good sort of feeling to encapsulate. It feels good trying to go in and find matches. And also, I didn't even mention this, but you can rematch people infinitely, right? If you're on a cabinet and people aren't waiting for a match right behind you, you could just rematch the same person infinitely. It's amazing. It's seamless. It feels good. It feels good to actually just jump in and get some matches and get as many matches as you want. But who cares about all that if the gameplay is trash? So how is the gameplay? Well, of course, when you jump into a match, right, then you're gonna be greeted with the current 7 characters that we have here, right? Now, this is a 2v2 game, or is it? They have actually introduced 2 new modes. Say, for example, I pick my team of Ari Braum, right? You have these fuses, right? And these fuses will determine how your team kind of plays. So for double down, you're actually able to do supers into supers. So you're able to chain Ari super into Braum super, which helps you to kind of cash out on a lot of damage, or like have some synergies between two different kinds of supers. You also have freestyle, which allows you to sort of handshake tag in one sequence, right? I'm kind of going to explain these things in a different video, but I'm just kind of giving you a very brief overview. And then you have 2x assist, which allows you to use the same assist twice in a row, which is very good if you're trying to sort of lock down your opponent, or if you're trying to go for particularly slimy things, or if you have a very, very degenerate assist that you really would like to use in certain matchups. But then, say for example, I just want to play Ari. I don't care about anybody else. I don't care about whoever the frick, whatever. I just want to play Ari. Well, you actually can. There is sidekick mode and juggernaut mode. In sidekick mode, right? I'm just gonna hop into training mode, because I'm actually gonna talk about training mode in a bit later. Say you want to play just Ari, right? So you can still have access to Jinx assists, right? But you also have access to this, right? So you can actually still do super into super, but Ari still stays on the screen, right? And actually, there's some pretty interesting things that you could do with Ari and Jinx, which is pretty cool. So, say for example, first try. There we go. Yeah. It's quite cool. There's also Juggernaut mode, which is basically like, forget all that noise. I'm just going to play one character, right? And I believe you do more damage? Something like that. You either do more damage, or I believe you can do super into super. Don't quote me on that. I haven't actually like labbed this, but you can also tag your opponent out, right, in order to kind of snap the other one in and stuff like that. But for a 2v2 game to allow you to not play 2v2, that's kind of insane, right? We've seen that with games like Skullgirls. Skullgirls allows you to play 1, 2, or 3 characters, but to see it again and to be utilized in the way that they did is actually super, super cool. This just allows for a lot of expression, right? There's, just going back to the champ select screen, there's even just amongst these 7, right? What is it? How many different combinations can you have? Just from these 7 alone, there's like, I think some around the lines of like 20 different team combinations or something like that. And then you're also putting into effect the fact that you can choose which type of team that you really want to do based on the fuse that you actually select. There is also pulse mode, right? Which is this toggle at the top left-hand screen. If you see that, I'm kind of like mashing it. This is essentially auto combos, right? So pulse used to be a fuse in itself, right? And so if you were new to the game, you would pick that and you'd be able to use auto combos, but it felt like you were kind of limited in what you were able to do. For example, say I wanted to do a double down or something like that, right? I wanted to do super into super, but I'm a newer player, so I need to rely on pulse for now, right? I can't do that. I'd have to either choose auto combos or choose double supers, right? Which is a little bit annoying. Now that is no longer the case. They actually allow you to, they've inserted pulse as a completely separate thing altogether. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. There is actually no like quarter circle or DP inputs at all. There is no complicated inputs whatsoever, except for just the buttons that you were given. So the buttons are light, medium, heavy, and then you have a plethora of special moves. But you have special 1 and special 2. Now, in order to access your other unique special moves, you have to press a combination of either forward, right, or down, or back sometimes, or even jump, right? And that's all for special 1. Same thing for special 2. I can press forward, which is a different move, right? For Ari specifically, there's like diagonals, right? There's downs and stuff like that, right? But there is a ton of different special moves that you have that are only tied to buttons. Now, people have a bunch of different opinions about this, right? And me personally, I don't think this is a big deal. I feel like the game is complex enough without it. They've done a great job at allowing the game to be accessible in terms of, you know, there not being a bunch of complicated inputs, but also being unique enough that, or being complicated enough that combos are still gosh darn hard. Now, let's see if I'm nice and I can hit this first try. I did not. Okay, I didn't hit it first try. I fudged it up anyway. But regardless, like, that combo is a little tricky. I'm actually gonna finish it. Hold on. All right, I hit it. There we go. Boom. Because I got double down. Bing, bada, boom. This is gonna do mad damage. Haha. We'll just wait. We'll just hang out here. you know, oh my gosh, that did OD. But you guys can see the point. That combo was more complicated than most of what I do in Guilty Gear Strive. Like, Guilty Gear Strive is a game that, you know, it still has motion inputs, right? And it still is a game about, like, sort of semi-simplicity, right? But that game is a lot more simplified and a lot more streamlined than previous Guilty Gear titles. 2XKO, while there is no actual quarter circle inputs, no quarter circles, no DPs, no down downs, no nothing, combos are still hard, right? That combo that I just did has a set of links that you kind of have to like understand in order to actually be able to execute it and execute it consistently. So in my opinion, if you still make the game complex, even though there is no like intricate like input systems, right? Like I don't have to do a fucking pretzel motion or whatever the frick, then what does it really matter? What exactly is complex or not? You know what I mean? Ultimately, if you make your game too hard, you're actually going to be gatekeeping from a ton of different people. Like, yes, I can see the opinion of like, oh, it feels like fighting games no longer have a soul, especially from someone who came from the old school era of fighting games. But now that we're entering this new school era of fighting games, right? We want people to play our game, right? We don't want to be like the only two people in a dungeon, like playing an arcade cabinet with something that is a complicated game. And those games are fun, and those games are still out there. Those games are still being catered to. They just, you know, this is just not going to be that game. I'm of the opinion that as long as the game itself, the core of the game, is still like very deep and unique, right? You can have a game with a very, very small floor, right, and a very high ceiling. And I feel like this game has perfectly encapsulated having a very, very small floor and a very high ceiling, which makes sense because the people working on this game is people like Clockwork and Apology Man and Yohozi, people who actually played fighting games way back then, way back in the day. Clockwork himself, he's like the de facto Doom Strider player of MVC2. MVC2, my people. He's one of the lead game directors of the game, I believe, to my knowledge. I'm not too sure. I don't do a ton of research on it. The people who made this game love fighting games, and that shows, right? That shows in this package. Like, personally, I love this game because it is clear that the people who've made this game really love fighting games. Off the gate, this is still the alpha, right? We have attack levels, we have hit stun scaling, right? We have the damage, combo scaling, meter gain, frame advantage, right? Guilty Gear to this day still doesn't have freaking frame advantage. Like, what the frick? The training mode UI is I mean, honestly, it's way too fucking complex, but that's a good thing, right? There's so much control over what you're able to do. You're able to do recording settings, you're able to do reversal settings, right? They have a ton of different options. It's just such a good game. Like, look at how many options you have, right? You don't even have to like record a ton of this nonsense. In my opinion, the way the game plays is fantastic. I feel like it plays great. I'm addicted to it. It's a ton of fun. Anybody who's played it can tell you, yeah, this game is a boatload of fun. It caters to every single different play style. If you want to play a bunch of big burly dudes, then you could do that, right? If you want to play a set play, then you could do that. If you want to play a combination of both, then you can do that. Like, the game just offers so much that it allows a bunch of expression for you. That also shows in the fact that there is no character that is super duper busted, right? In terms of game balance, like, Alawi is considered to be the weakest character, at least of the Alpha Lab 1, and she was really strong. In this game, it's hard to tell. Obviously, you know, different things will form, different metas will form the more we have our hands on things, but things really feel like it is an open sandbox. For the devs to create a game that can be as open or even as closed as you want it to be, I feel like that is amazing. And I'm really excited for 2XKO's future. Honestly, that is going to be my thoughts and opinions. You know, hey, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you're watching this, if you made it to the end and you're watching this right now, I'm actually going to be streaming the game right now live at twitch.tv/GrandmastaJ. So pop in and, you know, I will see you there. That is going to do it for your boy. And as always, catch you on the next one. Peace.